Felicity is in the hospital again. Oh my goodness. Let's dive in.
Front this time.
Fine, you're fine.
I'm cold. Thank you. Yeah. I'm sorry for everything. It's so early.
Good.
I just got released it.
You did?
Yeah, my phone's about to die. I didn't bring a jacket at all. I didn't know how long it was gonna be.
I got the heated seat on.
I didn't know how long it would be.
So you want to tell me what happened? What happened?
Let me catch my breath. I was running for my life. Okay. So Dakota wanted to go hang out with some friends at the hotel. They met this elderly dude. Well, he wanted me to stay the night to babysit his dog. And
the guy?
Yeah, his name is Roy. That's his name, Roy. Roy wanted me to babysit his dog. Well, I decided just to babysit his dog and let Dakota have it.
I don't know how this girl gets herself in this many goddamn situations, but it's absolutely blasphemous. There's always some person that they just met that she's just like doing the oddest favors for, or I don't know how people talk her into this or like what is going on in that situation, but it seems like every opportunity that somebody has, this girl's getting taken advantage of. If you're new here, you probably know a little bit about this entire situation. This is Corkle. People call him Corsel. I really don't know how to pronounce his name, but Corkle sounds cooler to me. Yeah, this is him right here, Corkle. And this is Felicity. Just to give a little a background to the story, Felicity is dating a little short dude. He's probably like 3'10", 4 feet. And he was a formerly homeless person that this guy right here, Corkle, helped get off of the streets and hooked him up, got him his own place and got him together. But then, and that dude's name is Dakota. So yeah, Corkle kind of just helps these two out. He, tries to do what he can, but he doesn't really care for this chick. She uses Dakota a ton. She's left him repeatedly. They're constantly breaking up. She's moved out of the state, hooked up with other dudes while she was dating Dakota, and it's just a really toxic situation for everybody involved. And you can imagine this woman is pretty much like a vulnerable adult. Like at this point, I believe she should be definitely, if she's not already, probably on disability. But let's dive into this a little bit more and listen to what happened. She a few weeks ago had left out of town after breaking up with Dakota and decided to go be with another man. She was living with the man, having sex with the man. There's text messages showing all of this stuff, so it's not made up. And she ended up moving back and coming back and being with Dakota, and was banned from Dakota's apartment complex and thrown out. We talked about that in another video, but let's go ahead and jump into this and listen to what happened with her, because there's always something new with this woman. Always.
Night to himself. Well, that was a bad idea. I was facing towards the air conditioning area.
Yeah.
And he grabbed me by the waist and started pulling me towards him, and I told him no because I have boundaries when I don't know anybody. And he literally said, well, I'm gonna treat you like a lady. He's like, Dakota doesn't know how to treat you like a lady. I had to call the cops and the ambulance. So, I'm not hurt. I'm not, like, I don't have any bruising, but I'm shaken up. Nothing's broken, at least.
How did you get out? Did you just walk
I ran out. I called Dakota and I told Dakota to open the friggin' motel door. And he opened it. He said, did he touch you? Did he touch you? And I'm like, yes, he touched me.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry that happened.
And Dakota was like, I thought I could trust him.
Well, guess what?
See, this is my problem with her, is like, I'm not going to sit here and victim blame her, but like, if you pay attention to these people, you pay attention to this whole story, everything that they got going on, this girl keeps putting herself in a position to, one, either get taken advantage of, or two, to make her and Dakota just look absolutely awful. She doesn't think before she acts. She just does. And that's a recipe for disaster. But at the same time, I have to have some sympathy for her, because I don't think that everything is firing off correctly up top inside of her head. It's sad to see, but at the same time, it's like, goddamn, like a part of you is like, get the popcorn, because something new is going to happen. I'm interested in seeing what Corkle has to say, because he seems like the kind of guy, like a lot of people online kind of shit on him, saying that he's exploiting them and putting all their information online. But this dude has been making content for like the longest, and he just happened to run in Dakota, and that's how he really started putting all this content out there with Dakota and his girlfriend, was because he was already making content himself, and it was making for great content. And him and Dakota actually became good friends, and now Corkle is kind of wrapped into this relationship with Felicity, because he's already kind of committed to helping Dakota. So let's see what Corkle has to say, because I know he's probably going to say some wise shit.
It's a stranger at a motel.
Yeah, and I wasn't talking to him.
You just met. Well,
I just met him today.
So Felicity, for the future, don't don't go around strangers, okay?
I'm not going to.
And I'm not saying it was entirely your fault, but don't go to strangers' apartments or houses or anything like that, okay?
Never again.
You know what that guy could have done?
Me.
Yeah, he could have done that. He could have also
Killed me.
He could have got a machete out and started chopping you up into little pieces. There's a lot of terrible things that could happen to you and Dakota. You gotta. I'm gonna be honest
my
with you.
phone's about to die.
It is?
For real. Yeah.
Don't worry.
And I still have to help him clean still.
I already talked about this a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you guys should go into those places where there's better people that can watch over you and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't help some of these things you're doing. Some of the things you can't help, and you should try your best to improve. Your brain isn't exactly the same as other brains. You know?
This is the thing is, I think Corkle is like, he's trying to be upfront. He's trying to be wise. He's trying to give advice, and he's trying to give game and let them know, like, hey, you're really messing up. You're doing this wrong. But at the end of the day, like, I've dealt with people like this. Like, I've dealt with people like this, like Felicity. Like, I have family members that think like this, that behave like this. They're extremely emotional. They don't really act in a normal way. I don't know if this is like a really severe form of autism or if it's just like some form of intellectual disability. I have no idea, but everything he's saying, I don't think he fully understands yet that it's not landing. It's not. I promise you, it's like, it's going in one ear and right out the next to this girl. Most of the time when you're talking to somebody like this, they're just like listening to respond. Like, she's not even trying to communicate with him. If you listen when she talks, she's not even trying to communicate with Corkle. She's just waiting for her turn to say something to get it off of her chest. So it's like she kind of has the brain of like a little kid. It's so emotionally charged. Everything she does is just like, listen to me. I'm a victim. I'm complaining. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, in this situation, it's a weird situation. It's strange. You know, some dude comes up behind you and puts their hands on your hips. But the thing is, you put yourself in a position to go into a man's home, hotel room, whatever you want to call it, babysit his dog, and now you're in this situation. That the context matters for sure. Does he have any reason to do that? Hell no. Like, he should have kept his hands to himself. But doesn't make this entire thing less crazy.
I'm not saying you're dumb. You're not dumb.
I know.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. You're actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is just, not everybody is the same person. It's just like snowflakes in the winter. Whenever all the snow drops, every single individual snowflake, you put it underneath the microscope, they're all different. There's not going to be one single snowflake the same. Same thing with humans, like us. Your brain is not the same as my brain, and my brain's not the same as your brain. You know what I'm saying? Some people just need a little bit of extra help. Some people need a lot of help. Some people need no help, really. I mean, everybody needs a little help here and there. That guy, he was trying to use his dog as
To lower me.
Exactly. And you can't let that happen. And sometimes it's hard to spot out the people like that. That's why it's best to just use a simple rule. If they're a stranger, they're danger. Have you ever heard of that?
Stranger danger.
Exactly.
This is what I mean right here. I think Felicity's like 21 or 22. She might even be at like 23 or 24. I don't know. Comment it and let me know, because I really don't know. But like, you're telling a woman in her 20s, stranger danger. When I say that this woman has the mind of like a teenager, I mean she has the mind of a teenager. She genuinely is very far behind. And I know Corkle's trying to be polite and say like she's not stupid. Like, calling anybody stupid is just rude, but she's definitely behind. And I would say borderline intellectually disabled. Like, it would be very, very easy for a person who thinks average IQ individual to trick this woman, manipulate this woman to do anything that they want. And that's scary, because multiple people have done it, and multiple people have done it recently, which is really scary, because she's not learning from these situations that she's put herself in, and others, like she's been taken advantage of sexually from men. She's been abused from what I've heard in the past. It's gotten to a point where she's putting Dakota's life in danger, because I'm sure this woman probably has not gotten tested. Maybe if Corkle was involved and told her to go get tested, like brought her to the hospital to make sure that what happened to her, she didn't, contract something. That'd be my only guess. But other than that, she doesn't seem like the type of responsible person to go out of her way to make sure that she and her partner are protected.
That's why I think it would be best, Felicity, and I wouldn't steer you wrong, or Dakota. I think you guys should be in a place, or even at your own place, where they come to you and they'll help you out, and make sure you are spending your money correctly, make sure you have food, make sure you're clean and organized, and you just make sure you're doing okay, not making any crazy decisions. Wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what you should do. But,
I've talked to my parents.
Did you let them know what happened?
Yeah. They said that's really
if you listen to what she's saying, like genuinely, like she doesn't say much, especially when she's being given advice or talking to Corkle. Like, I don't know if it's because there's like, you know, if I'm reading too deep into it, if she just doesn't care for him that much, because that happens a lot. When you try to help people, they resent you. To me, though, I feel like she only listened to respond to this entire situation with Corkle. I don't think she even like fully, you know, like she answered his question, but she's just not into it, you know, and I don't think she cares for the advice. And that's why this guy's always drained, because he's always giving advice and trying to help out. And it's just, you could lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink. That's the situation this Corkle puts itself in every single time. You're gonna be dealing with this forever. The good part about it is that at least he's being compensated while he's helping. You know, he's allocating some of that money to them and helping them out a bit, but he's definitely making some bread off of the content from this for sure.
Be patient. Maybe you just call him, just be like, hey, what's up? Talk to him there, and then soon, hopefully.
He said he's gonna try to come visit me as much as he can at my house.
That would be awesome. Just let him visit you here and there, and not vice versa, but yeah, just let him visit you for a little bit, and then you guys can go on dates here and there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And eventually, hopefully, you guys can be together.
So
right?
thankfully, I have no ribs broken. No ribs are broken. Nothing got messed up in the stomach.
Hurt a little bit.
I mean, she said the dude, and it was like 70 or 80 years old or something like that. So like, I don't know how he's gonna break her ribs or anything like that. It adds to the like context of this whole situation. Like, she said that the dude grabbed her hips, but then everything else that she said after that was like, just doesn't really add up. It's like she's just kind of making things up as she goes. Yeah, just a lot of things she says don't add up ever, and it's kind of exhausting just listening to her. But I know people exactly like her. So I know what Corkle's going through, and I can't imagine what Dakota is going through.
Hurt a lot.
Really? Was he aggressive, kind of?
Yeah, he was stronger than Dakota. I literally had to bite him.
He must have been pretty strong then.
Yeah. I didn't like bite him. I just nibbled on him. Like, you know how like little nibbles are when people nibble on you and like they kind of like hurt a little bit? That's what I did to him to get him to get off me.
Wow.
And then he wanted me to sit on him, on top of him.
So
I literally just said, I'll be back in like 5 minutes because I wanted to go to the apartment, right? I didn't go back. Dakota went to go get my shit.
Yeah.
And Dakota cussed him the out.
Really?
And Dakota was like, we're going to call the cops. And I'm like, fine, that's fine, babe. But no ribs are broken. Nothing's broken.
Remember the rule. Remember what the rule is?
I'm not allowed over in this place.
Well, that too, but and that's true. You can't go over there yet, or ever again, really. But that's okay. That's just the rules. But I was talking about the number one rule whenever you're out in public or anywhere.
Stranger danger.
Exactly. Stranger danger. Be honest, like, whenever someone's invite you to their apartment, what are you thinking? Like, you just met the guy, you know?
I thought he was just going to chill. We were just going to chill.
And do what?
Just hang out and chat. Apparently I was wrong. He was interested in me. And I think he's in his 70s or 80s because he's very old.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he look like?
He was tall. He's got like a long beard that's freaking grayish. Whenever I freaked out, I had an asthma attack. I have an appointment.
You gotta make sure you go to that.
Yeah.
Is that the doctor that we met?
Yeah. I'm just worried about Dakota.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. You guys really shouldn't be alone.
We just wanted to get away from everybody.
Yeah.
And like have like a romantic getaway.
I feel you.
But that must have been the baddest mistake ever. Because everybody was looking at us like I was the mother and he was my kid.
Yeah, I heard some people saying that.
And that really hurt me because I'm not his mother, I'm his girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's kind of disrespecting me a little bit.
Yeah, I totally get you. Dakota, he can't help it. It's just, you know.
Yeah, he can't help it.
Yeah.
I know he can't help it. I'm trying to be there as much as I can for him.
Yeah. That's good.
I had to go to the hospital because he wanted me to go. He's been calling me ever since I went to the hospital. He's been calling me, trying to make sure I'm okay.
There's also another kind of like a rule kind of that I do. Better safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like when you went to the hospital, that's being, even if you didn't really think you needed to go, sometimes even if you think you should a little bit, it's better safe than sorry. That's with everything. Like,
Because if I didn't go to the hospital, I wouldn't find out that was...
Yeah, that's true. And just like whenever right before you quit to that guy's apartment, sometimes you just gotta stop and think. Like, you gotta be like, when did I meet this guy? And you met him like a day or two ago, right?
Yeah, a day or two
So,
ago.
I just
We met him on Wednesday when we first got in there. And Dakota had been meeting him since Wednesday, and I just met him today. Like, I met him yesterday.
Even whenever you're about to go to this guy's apartment, you gotta be like, well, I met this guy 1 or 2 days ago, and he's just some older
Weird
guy.
dude.
Yeah, he's just a weird
And he
guy.
doesn't even have a wife or a girlfriend.
Well, yeah, you gotta look for red flags and stuff too.
And he was like, I could treat you better than Dakota. Like, I got more money than Dakota. And I'm like,
And he's staying at a motel.
So I'm like trying to calm myself down.
So yeah, just always try to stop and think about what you're doing. Like, should I go in this guy's apartment? I just met him, and he's creepy, and he's old, and he has no wife. Wonder why.
And once I left the motel, right?
Yeah.
He gave me the meanest look, and then he flipped me off.
The guy that did that.
Yeah, and the cop saw it. And the cop's like, dude, you do not do that to that lady. He was like, she's being respectful to do this because you hurt her.
Oh, he's there now, probably then, right?
Probably so. He's probably watching for us. So you might have to stay until I get back into the room because he might be coming out.
Where were you before you came to the hotel or the motel?
I was at Dakota's place, hanging out with him, staying the night with him and stuff. Lives right there.
Where?
Right there.
I'm gonna come down for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah, so there you have it. Another situation that Felicity has put herself in that is just totally off the wall. I don't know how she gets in these situations. I thought it was the same day that she met this guy, but I guess they had met him 2 days prior. It still doesn't make a big difference. That's insane that she was watching this man's dog in his house with him. Like, I don't even know how you get in those situations. So yeah, but with that being said, if you're interested in these kind of videos and you want me to cover these kind of videos, tag me in the videos, subscribe today, and I'll see you around the way.